Welcome to Power of Business. I am Sanders, better known as Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC. In this video, I am going to tell you my story from my beginnings to achieving success.
David Sanders, known worldwide as Colonel Sanders, was an American businessman and the founder of the Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, fast food restaurant chain. Sanders was born in Henryville, Indiana on September 9, 1890, and at age 16 he left school to work on a farm, subsequently holding various jobs including the firefighter, railway driver, insurance seller. In 1930, Sanders opened a roadside diner in Corbin, Kentucky. The restaurant specialized in fried chicken. Sanders' fried chicken was very popular with travelers, and soon his restaurant became a landmark on Route 66. In this sense, the secret of his success was due to the unique fried chicken recipe that he developed, characterized by its mixture of 11 herbs and spices that gave it an unmatched flavor. As the business grew, he focused on continuous improvement of his recipe and innovation in cooking technique. Over the years, he perfected his technique of high-pressure frying chicken, which allowed the chicken to be cooked more quickly and evenly. KFC. Expansion. In 1952, he began franchising his restaurant concept, which allowed the rapid expansion of the KFC brand throughout the United States and later the world. These franchises became the key to KFC's success, as they allowed the quality to be replicated. The taste of Colonel's fried chicken in multiple locations. As the brand grew, he remained an active ambassador for KFC, appearing in advertisements and visiting restaurants to ensure that the quality and consistency of fried chicken was maintained across all franchises. The emphasis on quality and authenticity of the Colonel Sanders' recipe was instrumental to the popularity and success of KFC. Sanders died in Louisville, Kentucky on December 16, 1980. He was 90 years old, and his legacy lives on through the KFC chain, which today has more than 20,000 restaurants in more than 100 countries, until the end of his days. Career. In 1929, he opened a small service station in Corbin, Kentucky, where he cooked dishes such as chicken, country ham, and steaks. His popularity as a cook grew to such an extent that Kentucky Governor Ruby LaFoon named him Colonel of Kentucky, the state's highest honorary distinction, in 1935. A year later, he built a restaurant with a dining room for 142 guests. Today, that location is called Harlan Sanders Cafe and Museum, and is a museum about the history of KFC. There he began to prepare his famous fried chicken from his own recipe with 11 herbs and spices, which he patented in 1940. At first he made it with a frying pan, but later he introduced a pressure fryer to speed up the service. Its fame skyrocketed in 1939 thanks to food critic Duncan Hines, who included it in his restaurant guide. During all that time, the demand for chicken grew, and Sanders took advantage of its success to open a motel, the first in Kentucky. But World War II forced a temporary closure of the station due to gasoline rationing. In the early 1950s, he sold the motel for just under $75,000 because the construction of Interstate 75 would reduce traffic on the highway where his business was based. Already at the age of 60, he took advantage of the fame of his fried chicken and expanded his business through franchising under the name Kentucky Fried Chicken. The first restaurant opened in 1952 in Salt Lake City, Utah, and soon grew all over the country. In his franchise agreements, the recipe was transferred in exchange for a payment of 5 cents for each piece dispensed. Sanders performed personal demonstrations to sell his product and developed a distinctive appearance with a graying mustache and goatee and an all-white suit with a black bow tie. Here we conclude with the story of Sanders, the King of Fried Chicken. I hope you liked it, and leave me in the comments what you think of what this great visionary did.